How's it going, my algodoncitos? This is Lexi. I'm gonna bring you guys a fundamental to damage guide for Tales of Wind. One question: have you guys seen this awesome freaking update? Wow, look at this! Like, just get in there, go in photo view, and just pan around. Like, that looks awesome. My little petals falling down. That's great. I don't know. I think it's really good. Looks really nice. Let me add some little starlights here to it. Well, all right. Well, like I was saying, this is going to be the guide for the fundamentals of damage. Basically, everything that you can possibly think of with damage related. And this is part 1. So, what I want to do with this is just give you an overview of all of those things, and then at a later date, just go in a deeper guides of those very specific things. So like one of them is going to be equipment, one of them is going to be, the star trail, the other one's going to be war mounts, and then so on and so forth, and just going to go in and depth charge each one of those sections. But for this one, it's going to be an overview of absolutely everything. If you haven't done so already, please hit the like button down below and hit the subscribe. That really helps a lot. Thank you very much for all of my subscribers, all 36 of you. You guys are awesome and great. Thank you very much for your support. I greatly appreciate it. Well, without further ado, let's get going. Oh, look, you get to see light and day. That's great. Anyways, alright, so this video is quite long, so I will be breaking up this video in parts. In the description, I will put timestamps for different sections. So the first section will be damage. So I want to talk about this specific number over here, which is damage, right? Damage 74.5%. So a lot of people ask me, hey, how do I get more damage? How can I hit a lot harder? Well, this is how. Get your damage percentage up, okay? Get it to that 70%. 70% is great, okay? 71%, 71.5, great, all right? Get it up there, and let me show you how to get it there. So the very first place that I want to talk about is your enhancements. Enhancing your gear is so important. If you don't enhance your gear, please slap yourself in the face and start enhancing your gear. All right, getting plus 15 is so important because of this right here. It gives you 30% damage, okay? 30% more damage just to get to level 5 full body enhancements. Okay, so level 5 is everything at plus 15. 30% damage. Nothing else gives you that much damage in one go, and for something so little as that. Second place is, boom, your weapons. Okay, I'm at plus 16, so I'm getting 5.5% damage. Okay, so my level 16 talisman 5.5, and my gloves 5.5. Okay, so that right there is so much more damage. Okay, so you would, if everything was at plus 15, you'd be getting 45% damage from just your weapon, from just enhancing your gear. 45% of 74.5. That's a huge chunk. The next place you're going to get your damage from is going to be your fashion. Okay, fashion at level 44. My level gives you 10% more damage. I believe 10% damage starts at level 40. And then level 45 will give you 13% more damage. That is very good for just increasing your fashion, just for getting something and making yourself look really cute. What more can you ask for? Actually, this is my favorite one. I think it's not that one. What is my favorite look? What is it? What is it? If you guys didn't know, you probably don't. That's not it, I don't think. I lost that. There it is. No, that's not it. It's this one. Has to be this one. Yes. My favorite color is orange. Okay. It's my absolute favorite color. This is my favorite outfit. Yay! Okay. Yes, it is red or pinkish red. They're hot pink kind of for the umbrella, but it's close enough. Okay, the top of it's orange. There you go. So this is my favorite outfit with my cat ears. I really like that. Anyways, okay, so for increasing your fashion and looking good, you can get more damage. 10% more damage just for doing that. You can't go wrong, right? So now the next place is going to be... where is it? Oh no! I brought my umbrella with me. Let's go that. No, not that one. This one. Or should I do the... Yeah. Of course. You can't go wrong with the carrot. Yes, let's do it. Okay, anyways. So, now, when we're talking about damage, okay, we have to talk about the accessories. Accessories will give you so much damage. At level 9 is the very first time where you get a 10% damage increase. Okay? 10%. So level 9 is very important to hit. Because see, like level 8 does not give you that extra 10%, but level 9 does. So that's why getting to level 9 is very important. And then once you get to where I am, level 12, you will be getting another 5% more damage, which is a total of 15% damage. So with all of that, that is 70% damage with just those things right there, right? And since I have my weapon, my talisman, and my gloves at level 16, I'm getting an extra 1.5% more damage. So then that brings it up to 71.5%. So the last 3% that you would get would be in your star trail. So in the star trail, you can get 3% more damage. Actually, you can get a total of 8% more damage from your star trails in the premium section. Okay, so if you're up here in the premium section, you click on this little guy right here, and boom, you will see that this little one gives you all the way up to 4% damage. Okay, really important to get this guy. At least a minimum of 1% damage. Right? The second one that's really important will be this guy, Leo. 2% damage for purple 2. Very important to get to that point. And it doesn't really cost much. Like, the only real investment would be this raw diamond. That's it. Everything else is like really easy to get. So yeah, why haven't you done it? Huh? Why haven't you done it? Okay, anyways. So this Leo dude gives you that damage. You know, at purple 2. Very important to get to purple 2, okay? Purple 1 gives you 1%, but then if you just go a little bit more and get to that purple 2, you get that 2%. Perfect. So that's where I'm getting that 3% damage. Okay, so that gives me a total of 74.5% damage. Boom. Check mark. Okay, so the next part of this entire thing is going to be damage X. It's a very important and vital part of your damage because damage X is used, you know, to calculate what you're actually going to hit. You know, damage boost plus damage X, you know, plus attack, you know, and then it factors in whether you crit it or not. And then if you did crit, it's crit damage. You know, there's a whole bunch of other attributes that get multiplied in order to give you that damage, right? That output. And damage X is a very, very important number for all of that. So when you're looking at all of these numbers, especially your additional attributes, you just have to click on it and it tells you every 50 points of intelligence that is under 2000 will give you 1% of damage X. Okay, and that damage X would end up being around 40%. So since I'm at 5,000, okay, 5,152, I'm not getting quite that much anymore because I'm over 2000. Since anything over 2000, you start losing the amount of bonus that you get per 50 points of that particular attribute. Whether it's strength, whether it's agility, intellect, willpower, vitality, like anything, whether it's any one of those little stats, those all decrease with the more that you have them above 2000. Okay, so with all that being said, your intellect, like I said, I'm getting 40% from just here of Damajax for being at 2000, and now I should be getting about, like, I don't know, a lot more. I don't know how much, since I don't know the actual formula for this, but I should be getting quite a substantial amount of Damajax from intellect here, since I have 5152. Even if the drop off rate is quite, can maybe possibly get more severe, it still doesn't matter. It still gives me those attribute points. I mean, that Damajax, and that's all I care about. Okay, intellect will give me 0.4% of, intellect. Willpower will give me 0.4% of damage done, so that's Damajax, right? And then on top of that, it'll give me 0.3% of crit rate. That's at 50 points of willpower that is under 2000 points. Okay, anything above 2000, it starts decreasing the amount of damage X that I get from it, but that's okay. That is totally fine. I'm okay with that. So, because it's giving me that extra crit rate, and it's also giving me that extra damage. So like I was saying, Damajax, you get a lot of this number from your attributes. Other places that you get attributes from is from your ranking. From just being a Saint 1 that I am, this is how much I'm getting for all of the ranks that I've already gone up through, right? I'm getting intellect 2410. Bam. Alright. Willpower 750, all attributes 100. So just add 100 to each one of these, and that's what that means. So you get so many attribute points, just from ranking up your BR. Very important to do so. Very important to continue to rank up, because yeah, those attributes do add up. You will do more damage the higher you are in rank. Another thing to consider is cards. Cards give you Damajax as well. Right now I have my cards all jumbled up. I was doing a little experiment and filming it and whatnot, and so yeah. So your cards currently, right? So this Luna gives me 3% Damajax. Okay, so does this Tamamomeo, whatever, you guys just heard me butcher that. Gives me quite a bit percent. So this one gives me 2%, 1%, 1%, so that's a total of 4% Damajax. Okay, so then that 4% Damajax is really good. Look, I can unequip this, and I'll show you what it does. Okay, what Damajax actually is. I'll unequip that, alright? And then I'll go ahead and go to the Damajax numbers. And my Damajax just went down by 3%. Luna gives me specifically 3% Damajax. So, yeah. As soon as I equipped it, boom, 253 Damajax. It's really easy to understand Damajax, okay? So, a lot of your cards will have Damajax. And I can equip every single card in my arsenal that I have to increase all of my Damajax. But now, at what cost, right? When you're theory crafting and you're putting together, really good builds and min-maxing your equipment, what you're looking for is to have something that gives you the absolute best stats for that slot. Okay, you have so many slots. So for your pants slot, for your chest slots, you have 4 each, right? And now, with those 4 slots, you have to try and get the maximum amount of good from each one of them. So each card that you place in those slots must be the best for that specific attribute that you're trying to build. Currently, I was doing a test with a whole bunch of crit rate, so my crit rate is quite high. It's at 104 at the moment, and I can still continue to increase that. So that's beside the point. So just so you know, damage X can really be affected by all of your cards, you know, that you put in here. I can get this number, like I said, up to 284 with just cards. Okay, so now other places that give you damage X is your emblems. Emblems are very, very important. You're getting 20% damage X for just having your emblems at rank 10. Very important thing to do. If you don't have these emblems up there at this point, you're doing something wrong. That extra 1% that if you have everything at 9, you know, you're trying to get them up to, you haven't gotten them up to 10, get them up to 10. You know, at 10 you can extract, and you don't really need to have all of these extra emblems unless you're trying to get perfect rolls like this one right here. I have a crit rate legendary attribute at level 10. I start getting 3% crit rate, 5% crit damage, 330 attack. That's really good roll right there. Okay, so those are some of the things that you must consider when it comes to emblems. It's very good to have, you know, good emblems, and a lot of your stats and skills and stuff like that come from emblems. Very important to have them. It'll increase your damage by quite a bit. So that's one part of damage X. And then another thing is your war mount. War mount will give you damage X as well. Just your rider experience gives you 2%, right? The actual dragon itself gives you 2% damage X. Right here, 11% for fusing. Okay? You get 9% here. 9% there plus this number right here gets calculated into this. So, you know, you get a lot of attributes from your gear. 83 intellect, right? Oh, 81 intellect. You know what I mean? Like, there's so many attributes that you get from this. It is definitely worth leveling up your war mount. If you don't level it up, you're doing something wrong, right? Like this one right here gives me 4% crit damage. Okay, crit rate. These are great things. You should be focusing on this war mount. So a lot of things give you damage X, and the last thing is in your star trail. Your star trail in the premium side, this little bird here gives you damage X as well. So the skill that it has, which is assault skill, it says attacks have a 3% chance of increasing damage done, which damage done is damage X, by 5%. Okay, that's a lot. That's an extra 5% that you didn't have before for just increasing this little thing. Plus on top of that, it gives you damage X at purple 2 and no, actually purple 1, and you know, 2% at purple 2. And at purple 1, just unlocking the skill gives you 120 attack. Come on, like that's really good. Really good. So if you want damage X, boom, there you go. The more damage X you have, the more damage you're gonna do. So Star Trail, perfect place to get it. Okay, War Mount's perfect place. Your actual BR rankings, you know, being a saint, that gives you a lot. What else? Your skills. Your skills give you attributes which give you crit rate. Right here, actually, you'll see crit rate here, but willpower gives you crit rate, so therefore increasing your attributes will give you crit rate, crit damage X. And damage X, not crit damage. So 400% additional attributes. Very important. Very important. Damage right here, boom, increases Spirit Master's damage done by 5%. You know, these are very important things to get to make sure that you're increasing your damage every single step of the way. If you're not doing that, then therefore you are really shooting yourself in the foot. you should be doing that. Okay. The next attribute that I want to talk about is crit rate. So crit rate, I have it at 104, and the reason I'll show you why I have it at 104. I'm fluffing it right now. It's not it's not a build that I would actually use in battle. I'm just just trying things out, looking at where I can get to. So 104 crit rate. So now you get a large portion of crit rate through your cards. If you want to stack crit damage, boom, stack, get Lunas, right? Crit damage. Damage X, Tamal, that gives you damage, right? Frosty Goats, right? Those give you damage, okay? What else gives you damage? Freya gives you up to 4% damage. That's great. That's usually what I'd see around about. The Fire Rage Theros, 2%. Freaking Lunas, they'll give you crit damage and damage X. You know what I mean? If you want just straight crit rate, Black Cat, all of those Black Cats, 3% crit rate before Red. Red, I believe that gives you more, plus extra damage. You know, a Uni that gives you that extra 1%. If you want lifesteal with your crit rate, boom, use a Uni, they'll give you 1% more crit rate, right? If you want evasion and crit rate, you're definitely gonna want, to have Stardust. Stardust gives you that 1% crit rate, right there, right? So it's like simple things like this. Understanding what card gives you what is very important. So crit rate, like I was saying, you can get a lot of crit rate from your cards, but now is it the best in slot, right, for the cards? It's up to you. It's up to you whether you want to have those cards. Ooh, that person's really lucky. They got that 1%. It's up to you whether you want to have, those cards take up those slots, or whether you want to have more damage X, whether you want to have more crit damage, what you want to do, and how you build your character is really up to your playstyle and what you're gonna do. Right? If you're gonna go against a bunch of monsters and bosses and stuff like that, what are you doing with defense stats? Like, slap yourself, please. Okay? And what are you doing with defense stats against bosses? Don't do that. Don't. Stop. Like, no. If you're doing PvP, then I could understand that you have defense in your cards. But if you're not doing PvP and you're doing PvE content, swap out your cards, okay? And put in some damage cards, crit rate cards, crit damage cards. That will help you quite a bit. Anyways, like I was saying, crit rate, you get a good portion of crit rate through your cards if you want to. You get the other good portion from your gear. Okay, I get like about 20% from my gear currently, right, of just crit rate itself. Right, 4% here, all of this adds up, right? 4% there, right, whatever, 3% there, it all adds up. And according to your set, right, my set here, and then crit rate for the reforge. Reforging is very important for attributes and, damage X, extra attributes, crit rate, and also the crit rate right here that you see that I have on my weapon, and crit damage on my pants, 10%. These are max stats on these, by the way. I will go more in detail for reforging later on. So, like I was saying, crit rate, you can get quite a bit of it from your gear. The place where you're going to get the absolute most crit rate out of all of the places, okay, not put together, but it just gives you it's a large contribution, would be your accessories. Since I'm doing fire, right, and I'm solely focusing on just crit rate, then that means that my, what's it called? Why did I do that? At level 12, I'm getting 30% crit rate. 30% crit rate. Just Wow, right? 30% is a lot of crit rate. 15% crit damage. That's great as well. Okay, so, and this is why I was testing out a whole bunch of crit rate, because I wanted to look at, you know, how much it increases my skill damage for my fire meteor, my level 2 fire meteor. And at 104%, I'm getting 602% skill damage. I still don't know whether it's a superior build or not, but I'm testing, you know. I'll give you guys, you know, a video on all of this stuff. I'm always testing things. It's all literally what I do every single day on Tales of Wind. Theory crafting, testing, making sure, just figuring out the best builds. I think that's my favorite thing. So besides that, the very first thing that you should be doing when you're doing accessories is getting to level 7. Level 7 is the first big boost of crit rate that you will see in accessories. 1, you will have extra damage, okay? 2, you will have extra crit rate and crit damage. So 10% crit rate, 10% crit damage, which is awesome. Okay, and then once you get comfortable with that, you want to go up to level 9, because level 9 gives you that 20% crit rate. You know, level 10 I believe gives you, yeah, that extra 25 and 15% crit rate, but level 9 gives you a pretty good amount of actually level 8 gives you all that, but yeah, level 9 just gives you that. So it gives you that damage. That's what I was thinking for level 9. Level 8 is what I'm talking about. So once you're at level 7, you want to jump up to level 8 to get that extra 10% more crit rate. If you can manage that, you should do it. Okay. By the way, with accessories, I will go more in detail with accessories and what you really need to know about them. It's very interesting to see in the level progression for accessories. Anyways, so what was I doing here? Crit rate. That is one of the biggest places where you can get it. Okay, you can get it in a lot of places, like your war mount I showed you earlier. And yeah, you can get it there. So you can get it there, and then also you can get it from your guardians. If you did not know that, hit a like on I'm kidding. I'm not kidding. Hit a like and subscribe to my channel. But if you did not know that you can put guardians, you can make guardians give you extra crit rate, you're missing out. Okay. So now this is why these shards are so important. Okay. Once you think you're done and you already have your red guardian, you have to level it up with these skills. Okay, and the most important skill that you need, I believe, is Inari. Yeah, I think it is. Yeah, crit rate. There it is. There it is, folks. Guys, ladies and gentlemen, algodoncitos, crit rate increases after you get to level 9 for this book skill. You get 20 of these Inari shards, you're gonna hit level 9 very quickly. Okay, because this one's a level 7, so 5, 6, 7 right there, right? And then from there you have to get like a couple more, maybe a few more, maybe several more, you know, to try to get this up to level 9. But once you get it to level 9, you will unlock a pretty good amount of crit rate for your character for having that. Okay, but yeah, like I was saying, for all of you whales, you should be putting those unis on there if you're strictly stacking on crit rate, because at that point that's where you're going to get most of your damage, right? Boom. Of course, you know, the more crit rate that you have, especially like if it starts jumping up really high, each percentage gives you quite a bit. Like, okay, so let's look at this. So I'm at 602% at 104, right? So now let's go ahead and take off 1%, and I'll show you how much that takes off. I love doing this stuff, excuse my language. But yeah, like just numbers, number crunching. Look at that. from 97 to 602. Like, boom, you lose 5% of skill damage for just 1% of of actual crit rate. Very important. Like I said, you want to do more damage, you know, and if you're going down the fire tree, boom, there you go. That's a path. One thing that I want to tell you guys, please write down your path. Get a pen and paper, do something, have a mental note of your plan for this game. You can't just aimlessly go at it and expect to do great things. You have to be planning. So ever since I've been playing this game, I've been planning, you know, and carefully calculating how to get to where I am, you know, without spending the most amount of money. Like, simple. You plan. If you plan, you succeed. Okay? Very, very, very good things will happen to those who plan. Okay, so then the next stat that I want to talk about. So we talked about so far crit rate, crit damage, damage X, right? And by the way, if you didn't know, you can get crit damage from your cards. There we go. What's it called? So now let's talk about attack. You get attack from everywhere. Absolutely everywhere and everything in this game. Okay? So, boom, I'm at 1794.9. So that means I have quite a bit of cards. So currently, these percentages, 1% attack right here, boom, from that metal card. Okay, that's not gonna give me anything. 1% attack. 1% attack. Actually, this one, yeah, this was 1%. Right. So then, let's recalculate. So 1 here, 2%. 4%, right? Because that's 2% right there. And 5% attack that I have. Okay? So that 5%, let's take off that 5% actually, and I'll show you. Instead, unequipped, and now I get the most annoying message ever. Unequipped. Unequipped. I did this so backwards. But anyways. So check this out now. Boom. Look how much I have lost. That's a lot. From 17, almost 18 to 15. You know, well, almost 16 actually. So, very important. Very, 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 very important. You know, to do your numbers and make sure that you're doing percentages. Percentages are very important. Okay, very, very, very important. I can't stress that enough. It's just so important, you know, to do that. Oh, cool! Look at that. It didn't bother me for not having things on there. How is my Dexter so far down? Where is my Dexter? Am I blind? I am blind. It's right there. I'm zooming. Alright, so with that being said, everything gives you attack. Your ranking gives you attack, right? Boom. We saw this earlier. 340 for just that. Right, Star Trail gives you attack. 825 for just that. Your War Mount gives you attack. You can click on each one of these and you'll see how much attack it gives you there. On top of that, like, you can look at this. It gives me 50 attack, plus 370 attack, plus, like, where's the other attack? 580 attack. You know, for some reason, this is weird because this one is 580 here, right? And technically, it should be put into this calculation here. Oh no, this is initial attributes. But where is it? Where is it? Am I just talking and not really paying attention? Yeah, see, there it goes. It's not even here. Like, these attributes that I'm looking at aren't even here. GG, right? GG. But anyways, so Fuse gives you extra attack, 580, right? Evolve does not give you any attack. Your Guardians give you attack, lots of it actually. See that right there? Guardians give you quite a bit of attack, and how you put these is very important. For now, I will go into Guardians a little bit later, where I will explain everything that you need to know about Guardians. But this, like I said, this is just fundamentals overview of things. So, your Guardian here, if I take this off, boom, it takes off attack, right? If I put this back on, boom, 600 attack. Take this off, that's a large amount of attack that I'm losing. See that? I'm just showing you what gives you attack and what doesn't, see? Alright, so now these over here only go for defense. This one only goes for attack, for HP. Boom, right? So this one's only defense, this one's only HP, this one's all attributes, this one's balance all attributes. So this one's half of whatever this one gives you, and then not whatever of whatever this particular Guardian gives you, but on this slot is half, and this was only attack. So that's a very basic overview of what Guardians do. Okay. So with that said, that is a quite a substantial amount of attack that you get there. 16 is a lot. Some of it, a lot of it, you also get from your gear. 1086 from just your enhancing, right? And also from just having it at level 90, like that. You know, it gives you attack. Everything in this game pretty much gives you attack. Food gives you attack. I eat noodles because I'm way too lazy to cook most of the time. But still, I eat noodles, and with those noodles, this is what I'm getting. You know? At least it gives me 150 extra attack, right? The guild artifact weapons, those give you 900 attack for base level 1, and a little bit more for level 2. I think it's 800, 900. It may be 600. Who cares? Those things they're just things, they're extras. So, you get attack from everywhere in this game. Okay, take advantage of that. Read, look at what gives you what, and boom. Skills, yeah, that's right. This is another place that gives you attack. You go to the last page, boom. Skills, all attribute mastery, 100 attack at level 20. Great. Right? That's awesome. Can't go wrong with it. Everything gives you attack. Ah, for crying out loud, even Fairy gives you attack. The Fairy gives you 500 attack at level 6. It'll give me 650, which I'm looking forward to at level 7. But yeah, it gives you that stuff. Don't look at my acorns. I totally didn't miss days. Just look away. Don't judge me. Okay, slowly dying. Now, attack. Very easy, very simple, straightforward, but you need lots of attack in order to increase the amount of damage that you're going to do. Because remember, things in this game are multiplicative. So you have attack, and boom, you start multiplying on these numbers, and you start getting some higher numbers, right? That's how this game works. It's all multiplicative. It's not additive, it's multiplicative. Some things do work additive, but for the most part, it's multiplicative. And so that means that, you know, boom, things start stacking and start doing really, really good damage. You need to increase your base stats to increase your high-end stats, okay? So, attack, a base stat, you need to increase that, 100%. Like I was saying, the next place that we would need to look at would be your runes. Runes are very important. Okay, runes, you access them through the through this menu right there, through the skills. You just go all the way down and you see your runes. So now, runes are runes. That's what they are. They're just like cards, but a fancy version of cards that are completely RNG and that will screw you over more times than they won't. Okay. Like this level 15 rune, yeah, screwed. Look at that. Blue stat over here. I have crit damage 1.5%, and I only have 2 points in forest power, which really bites, but that's okay. Okay, I will make do with that. That's fine. But yeah, so like I was saying, runes are very important to increase your crit rate, to increase your crit damage, to increase your attack overall, or if you just want to increase the potency of your skills, you're going to shoot for those higher levels in these skills, because these are going to give you, like this one right here gives me an extra War Mount Rage recovery, you know, 18% on cast. So as soon as I cast this, it pretty much fills up my War Mount. You know, it goes from 0 to completely filled in, you know, 0.2 seconds by doing that. But you know, like things like that, very important. If you want to focus on skills, you can do that. But for right now, as we're talking about, you know, attack and all of the other attributes, and you know, we're just, you know, this is a place where you can get all of the other attributes. Like I said earlier, it's an extension to your cards, so it gives you that extra boost that you need. So now let's just go in here and let's start going hypotheticals or theories and stuff like that, right? Let's say that I want to build crit rate at the moment, and I want to know what does that from the rune standpoint, right? I'm gonna go ahead and click on guide. See this guide right here? Yes. It seems really noobish to click on a guide, but it's not. There's nothing noob about trying to get information. Ask. Please ask about information. Go to guide. It'll tell you all of these things here. Click on these things. Figure out how you can actually increase your crit rate, or increase your crit damage, increase your attack, right? Click on this and it tells you, okay, earth power will give you anywhere from 1 to 4% earth power, right? Break penetration, you know, 6 to 24%, and then crit rate, crit resistance, 1.5% to 6%. So if you start with crit rate, you have a chance to increasing your crit rate all the way up to 6%. So now, let's say that all you want to do is increase your crit rate, which in turn, you know that if you increase your crit rate, you increase your damage by a substantial amount, right? Because if you're going, you know, specifically in the fire attribute accessories, then if you increase your crit rate, you increase your overall damage. So 6% is a possible here, right? For every single one of these skills. Each one of these skills that have a rune that has earth on it, you have a 1.5 to 6, you know what I mean, crit rate that you can get it, and that's only if you get it. I mean, I'm telling you, this stuff is super RNG, but if you have more money than sense, and you can throw money at this game, and you can get these like crazy and start, you know, leveling them up to try to see if you can get there, then therefore, boom, you can do that. And you have a possibility of, you know, getting up to that 6% crit rate, which is really good. Now let's look at crit damage, which is the forest. Crit damage, right? Reflect rate. Tanks, reflect rate. There you go. 6%. Healers, you know, reflect rate, 6%. Alright, so then if you want to get that extra, you know, crit damage on your runes, I mean on your character, this is where you do it. Accessories, you know, will give you a large portion of your crit damage. On top of that, your gear will give you crit damage, and your runes will give you crit damage. So, boom. Very important. Very important things. So, like I was saying, you know, if you get everything at least to level 1, I believe that's when they start giving you that second slot. Level 1 or level 2 or 3. I don't remember what level it is. But as long... yeah, I think it's level 1. You get 2 slots for your runes. I'm in the wrong spot. And then once you get that second slot, boom, you can start putting that, you know, forest and that rock, that earth. You put that earth and the forest there and straight up go for only crit rate, you'll get there 100%. Yeah, so another way that you can see if... so that is how you can see where the gold ones go, right? If you really want skills, then you would go for the gold ones, and they're there, correct? So now, let's try out the purple ones. So if we want to see what the purple ones can give you, you go to Enhance. Click on it, and it tells you everything that you can get. The purples are always going to have a cap of 4%, okay? Blues, they're going to have a much lower cap. That's where... hold on, my bad. Click, Enhance. There you go. They're always going to have much lower stats, right? Blues are not even worth it. Purples, that's where you want to be. Either purples, you know, are just as good as golds if you don't have a gold on that slot. So yeah, you're good. Alright, so these just have a little bit higher, you know, golds have much higher attributes, but everything is good enough, right? So now if you want to increase your damage, you know, your attack, wait, that's not it, Sky, I believe it is. You can increase your attack. Well, if that's what you're going for, you're going to go for Sky. If you're going to, you know, you have to read the skills, you have to read everything that you're doing in order to, you know, make a solid plan and to increase your stuff. I don't want to go into too much detail, but just know that this is all RNG, and I have this just the way it is for a reason. I don't just start adding things up. And I will go into why all of that is in a later video. Remind me if I don't remember, okay? But yeah. By the way, if you haven't done so, please like and subscribe my video. Please, thank you. Like and subscribe to my video. Anyway, so like I was saying, yeah, that's a place where you can get all of these things, all of these attributes, and that is the absolute basics of where you can get all of your damage in this game. Okay, what I went through is I explained where you can get, you know, damage, where you can get damage X, and how damage X is calculated, and what goes into it, to how to get it, you know, crit rate, where you can get it as well, crit damage as well, right? And then also, you know, the additional attributes, attack, why attack is important. The only thing I didn't cover was coercion, pierce, and all this other stuff. Okay, and the reason I didn't cover that is because that's gonna go with runes. That's where I'm gonna cover that. But for the sake of you know, giving you a little bit more, no, yeah, I'm just gonna cover that when I go over runes, and fully and in complete detail. So yeah, talismans. That's a good one. Talisman cards gives you percentages to strength, to agility, right? To intellect, to willpower. You get those percentages in talisman cards. Very important to get those. Don't miss out. Okay? Look. Boom. Gildan gives you this. Very good card. I'm sure there's other cards that are even better than this one, but for me, where I am right now, this is a very good card. Increases my attributes, and that's what I want. 3% is a lot of percent when it comes to 5,000. So, like I was saying, thank you very much for watching this video, for being here with me, for just spending your time and your precious day, you know, with me. Well, it wasn't a full day, but you know, it was 40 minutes of your day. At least, I don't know. I don't know what it's gonna end up being. I'm gonna probably cut out a whole bunch of fluff, but yeah. Thank you very much for being here. I greatly appreciate it. I appreciate you. I appreciate if you subscribed or not. And if you disliked it, that's totally fine. If you're just passing by, you're doing your thing, just hit like. You know what I mean? Subscribe to the channel. You know, hit the bell. It'll help me quite a bit. Okay. Well, that concludes the video. Thank you very much for being here, and I will see you in the next video.